A time dawns, a time of when it is imperative to understand the distinctions of being alone, and of being isolated. Commonly, in most situations of the life experience, one will come to think and to feel intellectually that the two states of existence are of different circumstances conclusively. Isolation. The state of being in a place or situation that is separate from others. Alone. All one. This comes to be of an individual condition after experiencing something which demands this time for healing and restoration. There are times of when one has suffered a traumatic time in their living journey, which has been of a repetitious and demanding journey of when, though every experience are different in its fundamental element, the host suffers a time in his or her life that they seem to are never given the sufficient chance to heal from one journey before they are, without their consent, experiencing another journey, involuntarily. When their social environment begins to exhaust them, then a time comes of when everyone has to be cut off, for the betterment of oneself, despite of who and of how it affects anyone or everyone. The time of isolation is an exceedingly needed time for to be alone, and to meditate upon what one needs the most in terms of being instructed of what is best, even if it means to end all relationships with everyone prior. Ultimately, a life-changing experience in effect demands life-changing decisions for the betterment effect. Once the participant understands that he must isolate himself for the sake of his internal peace and sanity, he has already understood the benefits of being alone, and knows that there are rewards contained despite of who are offended or perplexed in his decision. Being liberated out of a condition, one must understand the importance of not coming into association with those of before whom commonly think and feel that nothing has changed the person inside. However, every experience has imbued a constitution of morals and convictions which were made necessary for the host to evolve to a state of being, which is appropriate for their individual journey, and not the journey of which others feel they should venture. It has been known that the independence of any human being is perceived by the world as a threat to the established social order. A human being who is best alone and at peace in being alone is beyond what is called secure. They have experienced life enough to understand that what they are destined to do requires only them and being responsible in every area of their being. They refuse to be placed or even forced into anyone's cage, or any cage that has been established for those whom are deemed as rebellious, when they are simply free under the sanction of the divine. They are not under anyone's commandments nor laws to govern them. They are open and fearless to understand the importance of starting with the fact of what they are, and are willing to be alone, for to die to that which has not given them life, for to be revealed of that which they have forever possessed, which has forever kept them alive. Isolation. It is a profound time of healing, a time of growth from the sacred inner being, as well as to be shown that which has forever been felt, but never was surrounded by those who had the insight to reveal. Those times of when those around him who were not able to see were never meant to be able to see. This he has come to understand, and thus, the anger and disappointment of those who did not know is understood by him as not of their destiny in harmony with his destiny to reward such insight. The vitality of time serves as an importance of a time of not knowing as well of understanding the dangers which only the wisdom of the divine knew that those times would have been an endangerment to the mind and spirit of him. Being alone. The very predominant and vulnerable time of birth of the new being, which has forever been since before the beginning of the flesh existed. The time of when humility is understood in its essence, without the concern of others whom either fail to understand, or refuse to understand, only bringing themselves grief. This is the time of when the human being is made over again and will never make the mistakes of the past. He must move forwards and never reflect. Reflecting in action has failed for the past almost 35 years. There is not a lot of time left for his journey. His willingness to agree with this truth is his peace of mind that supersedes all of whom failed to know him in truth, because of putting forth an effort to control him and his destiny, which at the time, he was even uncertain. But, this day and time, after suffering the crushing experience for almost 2 years, he understands his place in the world. And he will fulfill his place in the essence of time, as he is now certain will lead him to the place of which he knows will hold peace. Written by David Anthony Brayboy.